Hey, everybody, welcome to Rimfire Radio, episode 495 for February 23rd, 2023. That's a lot of 23s. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly.
I'm Adriel.
And I'm Mo.
And we're it. That's it. So yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Kyle is becoming American.
He's Americanized. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm kind of jealous there because he's going down and he's going to. I'm really
He's buying a cowboy hat. He's getting. He's already got the pickup truck. He's actually going to fit right in.
I was just going to say, no.
He's already shopping for his 4th of July. So
yeah, no, he's going to fit right in. So good for him, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm jelly.
I still think that we really need. So afterwards, when we're all done this podcast thingy tonight, why don't we stay on a little bit later so that we can plan going down and invading him? Not him, his place. The Canadian invasion. Okay, seriously. Have I told you I got a puppy recently?
You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we get into what we did in Guns this week? Adriel, what did you do in Guns this week?
A couple things. I put out another airgun video because why not? And also because that one's going to probably get banned because it looks like a real gun, right? So C21, that thing will get banned. So I thought I'd put that out there just to highlight the ridiculousness. I've had that one since I was 13, so a while.
Really?
And it's like I think the gun I've owned the longest. And then I did my Glock 48 review again. Not super interesting for Canadians because they already have one or they don't want to have one, and that's kind of all there is to it. But why not? Reloaded a bunch of 223, got through about 500 rounds, so that felt productive. Made a couple batches of wine, so basically consumables like gun consumables and
you
like
got wine and
gun.
Ammo.
223 and wine. Good.
Yes, and red wine. Yeah.
I think that's legit.
What's that?
I think that's legit. Excuse me while I mute myself.
Okay. And then I put up a trailer on Utreon that kind of detailed what I was going to put up there. And I put up like a YouTube video, like trying to push more people over to Utreon. And I'm starting to set out what kind of like unique content to put over there. So I put up not a poll, but like a question or a post in the community to see what people want. I have been someone, I can't remember who, I think it was on Signal. Someone mentioned this PractiSim designer on Steam that you can use to design stages. So I've been messing around with that a little bit. I'm going to MD a match at Sherwood Park in March. It's one of the 3-gun matches I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do 3 weeks in a row of 3-gun in like March to April. So it's going to be a good time. And I'm just looking at like designing some of those stages. So I've already got a couple of not a couple. I've got like 4 or 5 stages kind of drafted on paper, but getting them in computer software, it's so good because you can like proof so many things when you get it in the 3D software. You can see what it's going to look like. You can get an idea as to the angles, and then when you share it with people, they get all those angles as well. So I don't know. I find the transposing of like the vision to the stage is just easier when people have like a printout that shows different angles and a 3D model of what the stage is supposed to look like. And it looks that PractiSim designer looks easier to use than SketchUp. SketchUp is like full 3D modeling, right? You can like go turn around and no, actually I'm going to build a house in this thing. Whereas this PractiSim thing is more limiting. I find with like SketchUp, I'm constantly putting my props into the ground, and I don't want them to go into the ground. Whereas this PractiSim is like, no, they can't go in the ground. They're always on top. So some basic like rules like that are handier for dummies like me. And then I've been arranging some Maple Seed events for Alberta. So
I saw that.
Nice.
Getting a couple up. I got to put up some on the IT Facebook page because I've got a couple that are like ironed out and ready to rock and roll.
You're slacking.
I am slacking.
No, I'm kidding.
Cold. It's so cold. I don't want to do anything right now. What's this software you speak of? I wonder if I can like screen share while I'm like doing it. That would be
You
neat.
talked about this before. We've screened. Yeah. No, you should
Did
be
I
able to.
screen share the other one?
I think so.
I think so. Okay. Well, then maybe I don't need to screen share this one. I just tried launching in the background. Wait. This is going to be what people want to see. Let's go window. That thing. Yeah, there we go. Richard is pointing us at the right thing there. Okay. Oh, I can like move
Oh, cool.
around. Yeah.
I
Draw
like it.
fault lines. Huh.
I
Huh.
like it.
Oh. Uh-huh. And then I don't know that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm flying.
Oh, wow. I don't think we're allowed to do that.
Yeah, probably not. Anyways, that's that game.
What? Okay. So what is it again? Sorry, okay. So what was it again?
PractiSim Designer on Steam. It's a free game.
Free game.
Richard got the link to it. You can design a stage on it. It's an easy way to design a stage. Long
Excellent.
story short. Yeah.
You didn't notice that I stepped away at all to let the dog out. Now I have to step away again to let the dog back in.
Such is life with the puppy. But yeah, so I think I am going to. Richard says VR only. I was just playing it though. I was just playing it without the VR thing. Yeah, I gotta do some more reloading. I have to reload 223 till the end of time because I'm saving money at it. Oh, that's one of the other things I did is I got an app for my phone that shows like the cost savings for ammo and like what the cost is to reload versus buy. And it's still worth it for 223. It just takes a lot of time. Maybe I'll go to Sherwood Park because there's more 9mm brass on the ground there. Because I need to brass goblin some 9mm brass. I need to like pick a bunch and then reload it. 223 I got plenty of. I don't want any more of that, but like 9mm I could get some more of. And then I'm also on the lookout for 6.5 Carcano dies, which I can't find them. They don't exist anywhere.
Good luck with that.
They like Lee makes them.
Hmm.
They should be around somewhere.
Hmm.
And then bullets too. It's all hard to find. The actual ammo you can find, like the reloaded ammo. Maybe I'll do that too. I'll take those things to the range and see if I can get them zeroed with that factory ammo that I've got with my nice tall, ugly JB Weld front sights. Mm-hmm. PractiSim Designer. Yes, that's the app. It's not an app. It's a computer program. You don't want to do that with your phone. Mo, how about you?
I am now the proud new member of the Cornwall Handgun Club.
No way. Are you really?
Way.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
a couple weeks ago, they had posted on their website that they had opened up membership to 50 new members. They do that once in a while. It's kind of tough to get in, from what I know.
Yeah, it's a good little club though.
Yeah, and so I applied. I sent everything in, and I just found out this week that I got in. So I'm really thrilled. It's about an hour from my house, so it's convenient that way. It's an IPSC club,
But
which
it's
I've
not in
got.
Quebec.
Yeah, it's not in Quebec. But I can get a permit. I can get like an ATT to go regularly there, so that'll be good instead of applying for one every time. Yeah, like I said, it's an hour from my home. IPSC club. You can do like action shooting there. I have friends. My friends Lisa and Louie are members there.
Yeah. They're
Jen,
good
that's been
people.
on the show,
Yep.
is a member there. So it'll be nice to be a member there. And I'm just waiting for, I guess, my the orientation / training thing.
Yeah,
So
you have to do an orientation, but you also you have to do it for pistol as well. I think there's a couple of things that you have to do there. So also Gabriel, who you were talking about last week, he's a member there as well. So you can meet up with him there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna meet him this Sunday. So
Awesome.
so because I have this weekend's going to be interesting. I have a 2-gun event because it'll be an IPSC match on the Friday night at the local club in Montreal, and then on Sunday I've got the ORPS Rimfire Precision at Stittsville in Ontario. So that's going to be this weekend. So leading up to it, I did some live fire practice because I'm going to be shooting the classic division for the first time in IPSC with the Bull 1911. So I've been dry fire practicing all week with it just to get more comfortable. Um, and then I did some live fire too. So just again to be ready for it. And then for the precision, one of the stages is this it was is like off milk crates, right? So you go from prone
Go lay down.
to to the top of a
Ready.
milk crate, and then prone to, and you alternate between three milk crates. So I was practicing like getting comfortable, or not getting like quickly transitioning between and getting a position off the milk crate because I found like what was it better for me to be sitting on my butt and like hunched over off of the bipod or off of a bag. So just kind of what my body can handle comfort wise, like
That's great stuff to dry fire with because you get to figure out like what height you need to like.
yes,
What
the
height is your
height.
kneeling good for? What height's good
Yes.
for butt? What's height good for like all your different? And then if like once you get onto the stage, you're like, oh, I'm at this height. I need to do this.
Yeah, and that's what I was noticing, that it's like with the bipod, it's the one height. If lift up the see, I know I need the bipod because I'm going from the prone to the milk crates and in between, right? So that's definitely in place, and then it's just a matter of what I'm going to use for a support off the milk crate, right? So um yeah, so and then I created my little dope cards. The
I
the
saw those.
the
Those were awesome.
ORPS stages are pretty simple, so I'm probably overdoing it, but I kind of gave myself like little notes on the stage layout and stuff, so that way when it's at the side of my rifle and I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do next? I kind of have like my little reference. Uh, Obviously, I haven't written down the drop and the wind and stuff because I'll do that uh, live when I get there. Because it should be interesting weather this weekend, snowy and cold, and we'll see what that's like. And oh, I now wanted to mention, like when I had issues with the voodoo outside, one of the listeners commented, Tony from the commented that is probably a cold bolt,
Yeah.
and it's true because indoors there was zero issues, and I tested all the ammo and there was not a problem at all. So I guess I have to make sure to keep that bolt warm before I shoot. Um, and did I have anything else? No, I think
That's it.
that's it. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the weekend. So I'm going to see how it goes on Sunday. Like it's
Okay.
a different sport for me. It's like IPSC in a way, but different again. So
IPSC, but different because it's done
IPSC,
with a rifle and it's
yeah, yeah.
done on steel targets and it's
And
totally
I'm
different.
very like, I don't have a lot of rifle shooting experience. It's something I want to get better at, working with a scope and stuff, like getting comfortable behind the scope.
Yeah.
And as Adriel mentioned about the positions and like, getting my eye on the eyepiece and actually seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing and stuff. Target acquisition, I'm
Yeah.
a little nervous about that, like finding the targets off in the distance. Now these are short distances, like I mean it's or our PS is max 100, right? But still,
Still out. It's still. I do know that they were. Yeah, it's 100 or closer, but they'll also for bonus points you can shoot out to. I think it's 250 or 300.
I don't think I'm going to be getting
Maybe.
those bonus
Maybe.
points then. No.
I can't remember. I have to think about it now.
That's it for me. How about you, Kelly?
I had a very busy 2 weeks. I wasn't on last week, so it was a good show by the way. Last week, I listened to it so it was a good one, good show.
Well, thank you for
Uh,
listening.
well, you're welcome. So I did the She Shoots season 2 podcast episode. I think it was actually number 14. It was with Sandra Honor, who is the president of the ISSF, so the Shooting Sports Federation. Sorry, if I have to leave, it's because my dog is chewing on the cord to my computer. It was fantastic, and we're looking forward to next month. Next month is the International Women's Day, so we're going to be holding a ladies' day. We're going to be doing it at the Stittsville Range on March 11th. We're going to be doing that with the Carleton University QSIF. So I'm going to be there. So if you would like to come meet me, as well as some of the other ladies who are part of the industry as well, come out to the Stittsville Range on March 11th. It's a ladies' day. So I think I put it on our social media. So go and do that. The other thing that I've been doing is also maple seed. I've booked a bunch of maple seeds, and as they are confirmed, we'll continue to add them to our calendar as well. But not only that, this weekend we have an IBC. IBC is our instructor boot camp. We're going to be doing that on Saturday. As part of that, I wish that we had some really cold weather, and it's a winter seed that we're going to be having on Sunday, just as part of our practice. First ever in Canada, we're going to be having a winter seed. So guess what? It's all my fault that that Ontario now has really more cold weather and a bunch of snow. So you're welcome. The other thing that I did was at last Sunday at FRPC, which is my local range. I went and helped facilitate or do the RSO course for our club. So our club has a specific course that they've developed for RSOs for the club themselves. And we brought in 13 new people as RSOs for our club, so which is fantastic. So I did that with Henri Cardinal, who is one of our executive, who's actually he's going to be retiring, and so he asked Kelly Kincaid and I to actually deliver it, and so we're going to be taking it over. So we did that as well. And the other thing that I also did was I signed up for a pheasant hunt. So ladies only pheasant hunt. There's actually 2 pheasant hunts that are going to be happening. There's a co-ed one and there's a ladies only one that's going to be happening on March 26th. So I'm going to be doing the ladies only pheasant hunt. And it's going to be fantastic. I'm just excited to actually be doing that with Kelly Kincaid. And I'm happy to do that. Our local club president for the Propinski Club, he's going to be running out his dogs and flushing up the pheasants. So hopefully we'll get a lot of pheasants on the 26th. So I'm super excited about that. And I think that's that. Oh no. So last time I was on the show, we had a lot of listeners. They've been, our listeners are some of the most fantastic people ever. They've been sending me links and then keeping an eye on, because I said Aguila, the ammo that I was looking for specifically, the high velocity super extra 40 grain. They've been sending me links for it, and apparently it looks like actually we're now getting it back into Canada, and people are because everybody in the dog has it now. So I was able to find it at SFRC, and they have it at a really good price. Not only that, I get a discount at SFRC too. So you know what? That's where I'm getting it from. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of the listeners who sent me links and have been looking out for me. So I wanted to say thank you to them. And that's about it. So, yeah. What do we get into? Upcoming events. So we have March 4th and 5th, Edmonton Capital Region. Who put this in? Because there's very little information about it, so I have no idea. So Adriel. I'm assuming because it's Edmonton,
it's a gun
right?
show.
So
it's a gun show. It's at Stony Plain, March 4th and 5th. They do it at that. I don't know. Stony Plain's not that big. Drive around, you'll find it. It's like kind of on the west side.
Just drive around.
It's a tiny town. You can drive through the whole thing in like 5 minutes.
Right. Okay. Excellent. All right. I already talked about the International Women's Day. What about Chaz? I know this is you as well, Adriel, because it's not Mo or I. So why don't you talk about this?
It's a shooting range. Chaz is a shooting range.
Stop it. The 3-gun match.
There's 3 spots left for the March 18th match. So if you wanted to join us for March 18th to shoot some 3-gun, there's 3 spots left. It's on practice score.
Perfect. I'm surprised there's actually 3 spots left. What's that
it's
about?
March. It's going to be cold. It's going to be terrible. Either it's going to be cold or it's even worse. It could be like warm and slushy and like slippery, and it's possible. Anything's possible in spring.
It is, especially in Alberta. I was hoping, no, I did wish for it to be below 0 this weekend. Again, I apologize, everybody. I brought the bad weather. What's the Sunridge stuff on April 29th?
it's an event I found.
Okay.
Oh no, someone emailed in about it. Sunridge Gun Show on April 29th. Admission is $10. Kids under 12 are free. Go there and say hi to Pete.
Okay. Where's Sunridge, by the way? Gun show.
Also a drive around location.
Somewhere in your area. I don't know. It's not Alberta.
Okay, let's continue to post it. I'll find out more information about it because it's April 29th, so that's a little bit of time away. So if you have events that you'd like to send to us and give us a little bit more details about where it is located or anything like that, we'd be happy to talk about it for you.
I'm pretty sure to give us tons of detail on the email. I just included the pertinent ones.
The pertinent
Date,
information.
city, that is all.
Thank you, Adriel.
Mhm.
Okay.
Very complete.
No, it wasn't. News. Yeah, let's talk about this. The Milton man who allegedly shot an intruder should not face murder charges.
I don't think it's allegedly. Like they're saying allegedly for the news item, but I don't think it's allegedly.
He shot the intruder. It was a home invasion, is what it was. Yeah.
Self-defense.
You put that in. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I put it in there. I mean, I put the article. I put the article there, but Ian Runkle did a pretty good deep dive into it. And long story short, like there's not really a lot of information that was in the release, so we're not able to see like was this a good reason to lay a charge, or was there like no good reason to lay a charge, and it's just Canadian police being dickbag Canadian police and laying a charge out of laziness, very much out of laziness, which is what they've done in the past. Oh, you shot someone in clear self-defense? It might be a charge. I don't know. We're going to charge
still
you
have
and
to
let
charge you, right?
Yeah, let's let the prosecution deal with that. I don't want to get in trouble for not charging you, so I'll just charge you, and the prosecutors can deal with this BS. Which is that's kind of the MO for Canada. Like in comparison to the States, where in an instance like this, they'd be like, "Good job, done." There'd be nothing else to talk about. Yeah, so it's kind of without any additional context, it seems really silly that they're moving forward with this charge. Seems like a waste of time. Seems like I don't know what the judicial wait times are like in the Milton area, but out here in Alberta, it's very long to like wait for a court case. I'd imagine it's the same out there. So why put spurious charge cases in front of the courts when there's no reason to? There's like tons of like better cases to bring to the court. Why deal with, I don't know, he shot someone, so maybe murder? Yeah.
Well, yeah. He did shoot somebody. Somebody died. It was a home invasion. His mother was in the home as well, from what I remember. So, yeah. He got arrested. And
charged.
That's it.
Yeah.
Charged.
The other people had guns too. There was like multiple of them, 4 or 5. They had guns. They were like doing stuff.
It was
like,
a home. It was a home invasion. It was.
Yeah.
And he shot somebody, and somebody died. So, okay.
Big loss.
I'm not at
big loss.
I'm not at. No. Yeah. All right. CCFR legal donations. Obvious. Okay. Sorry. The CCFR legal donations, the CCFR legal challenge is happening right now. So the dates have been set. Everybody knows about this. So April 11th to the 20th, which is creeping up quite quickly. The CCFR, as well as the rest of Canada, will be heard in Ottawa. So what we would like you to do is go over to the CCFR, click on the donate page, and donate to them so that they can help us keep our guns as well. If you actually are not a member of the CCFR, become a member as well, because the more members that they have or can show that there is in Canada, that also does a lot for actually showing our politicians who actually supports legal firearms ownership as well. So go over there and become a member. Go and donate. You can also donate by sending an EMT to finance at firearmsrights.ca as well. So every little bit will help. So there's I recently had a look, and there's a bunch of clubs and organizations that are also donating to it as well. I think it's really important for us to actually continue to support those who support us as well. So, yeah. New gun stuff. Let's it's brought to you by Bullseye North. You need a new boomstick. Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR with a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. Free shipping for orders over $200. Some exclusions apply, like ammo. Subscribe to the weekly newsletter to get first access to their hottest deals. By the way, did you see the deal that I posted on our social media about the gunpowder, the hydrogens?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it looks like prices are coming down a little bit. That's good.
Where? How much was it?
It was like 50. I think it was $55 for a pound of tight group.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's like some of the more in demand ones, like Varget, are the ones that have been like silly priced.
But you have to recognize as well that the stuff is like, again, everybody and their dog wants to reload because ammo costs right now are just stupid. So it's nice to see stuff coming back in. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Adriel, what do you have in?
Well, I'll go through just a couple of things. One of them before we get into the bullseye and all the other stuff here, I've been noticing some suspicious new websites selling gun stuff online.
Me too.
If you're looking for primers or you're looking for stuff and you find a weird website that you've never heard of before that's selling primers for like old prices, that shit's a scam.
Do it.
Yeah, that shit's
really?
a scam. They will steal your credit card.
I just ordered a Glock 43 yesterday off a site. Does that mean I'm not going to be getting it, or
what? Glock 43.
I ordered some primers for $5 per 100. It seemed legit.
Yeah.
If they told me to EMT them. Yeah. So, anyways, just by the by, watch out because those websites are out there and they're taking advantage of people who are desperate for primers or whatever.
Yeah.
Or guns and that kind of stuff. And then the next couple is just there's a couple of guns that are new to the market that are starting to get reviewed. People are starting to handle them. They're starting to put posts on CGN and on Reddit. The first one is the Lockhart Tactical Raven 9. This is a 9mm PCC. Taylor in Calgary got one. He's like an avid IPSC shooter and a very good IPSC shooter.
Yeah.
And what he was showing looks really good. He weighed the bolt and it was over 1.5 pounds, which is good. So like what some of the other PCCs have been running really lightweight bolts. The Ruger gets away with it because they have a sliding tungsten like dead blow, a dead blow tungsten weight. So they get away with some space wizardry going on there. But everyone else is running like really lightweight bolts, like FX9s and that kind of thing. And it's terrible for reliability because it violently extracts that 9mm case. That's why you can't run aluminum in a lot of them because it rips the cases in half as it extracts them because the bolt's like way too light. Anyways, the Raven 9, the bolt weight looked good. The reliability looked good. That is looking pretty interesting, but very few out there in the wild. The next one that I saw was the BCL Siberian. Some reviews coming in on that. They were mixed. The disassembly is a bit weird. So to get the gas system, you have to pull the gas block off, which is a pain in the ass. You wouldn't have to do it very often, maybe every like 1,000 or 2,000 rounds, if that. But it's still a pain in the ass taking the handguard off and the gas block off just to get the gas piston and all that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
Some people are having some really good reliability. The accuracy that I've been seeing has been very good, right around like 1 to 2 MOA, which again, this is a semi-automatic rifle. Fantastic. And I did see one post on Reddit where the guy was seeing some short stroking out of it. So it wasn't quite getting all the way back before it was starting to go forward again. So mixed reviews on that, but it's like Gen 1 rifle. You're going to have those kind of teething issues. So hopefully they resolve those and get it good because they do look very cool.
They do, yeah.
Let's do this guy over here. Bullseye has got their hottest deals up. So Hornady ammo is 15% off, or minimum of 5% off of some of their other stuff. 10% off magazines, 25% off when you buy in bulk. for the 45 ACP. So if you're looking for that USA Ready, is this the steel case stuff? I thought their USA Ready was steel case. Anyways, inexpensive ammo. They've got a whole pile of it. That looks like brass. They got a whole different bunch of different stuff, as well as snap camps and that kind of thing. Getting on to some of the other things here. This one's exciting. Prophet River has 410 pin drop. Now the downside is it's $30 a box. But they have it, and like really okay, $30 a box. Okay, granted, 12 gauge is like $13-14 a box right now. So maybe that's not that bad. And keep those shells and reload them.
And you can reload, yeah.
So Prophet River has right now they have 45 boxes of this stuff. I can't imagine it's going to last very long.
No.
But, if you're looking for some 410, that's where you can get it.
Where you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Inner Surplus has the Zastava M70 Mauser in 9.3 by 62. Yugoslavian. It's a Yugo rifle. It's Mauser. They made Mausers. They made the M48s. This is like a big one. 9.3 by 62. Nice big. They had, I wonder if they have any of the surplus rifles left. They had some of these in 9.3 by 62. It's a big honker. It's like a 33 cal or something like that in like a full size rifle. I thought they were cool, but you can't really this one you probably could have put an easily put a scope on it, but the older surplus ones you couldn't. Yeah, that one's drilled and tapped on the top there for it.
Perfect.
Anywho, that looks cool. If you're looking for cheap, probably non-corrosive ammo, Cabela's has the Norinco 7.62 by 39 red box stuff for $10. $10 a box at 20, so 50 cents around for non-corrosive. And just to give people an idea, like I've seen a lot of corrosive ammo that's just in crates going for that price, non-commercial, more surplus style. So that is a pretty good price.
Hey, before you click on that and go over to Cabela's, go through our link and then you can...
yes, the link.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we like you to save money, but we like us to get money if you save money. That's the way it is.
Cabela's is get a little sugar off the top, right?
Yeah.
You know. Iron guns. I can't imagine this shotgun's very good, but and I have never heard of Dickinson before. Iron Guns has this crazy pump action shotgun, the Dickinson XX2T pump action shotgun, 18.5-inch barrel, 12 gauge. It's a 5+1 pistol grip stock. It's made in Turkey. It's 125 US. Was that like $150 Canadian?
200.
200?
Yeah, 200 ish.
One more X, and I would have been interested.
It's got removable chokes. Does it come with removable chokes? Blah 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 blah. It doesn't say. Combat sights, optics rail for putting on an optic. Yeah, right. Why would you put one of those on there?
I have no idea because it's $150 shotgun. That's
125 US. That's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I was looking at? Western Metal has 6.5 Carcano full length dies. And I think I can get away with just using like a 6.5 Creedmoor to seat the bullet. Like, who cares what I use to seat the bullet? But they've got the full length die. So I was just looking at what else I could get from there to get the free shipping. I don't think they're going to give me free shipping for small primers. And I don't think I'm going to make any money by reloading my 223 with primers that cost that much.
Nope.
These are the small bench rests. This is the style that's been available for quite a bit more than regular. So I was just browsing to see what else they had for deals to try to see what else to get. But if I get the full length die, I just need to find some bullets now.
Why don't we get into our main topic? Hey, everybody. Our main topic tonight is sporting rifle and hunting. I can't even talk. Hunting rifle competitions. And we have a special guest on tonight. His name is Jay. Jay, thanks for coming on tonight and talking to us about this.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Now, Jay and I know each other. Jay is from the Huron Gun Club, and he reached out to me recently. Well, it was last year, let's be honest, and said, hey, would you be interested in coming up to Huronia and doing a maple seed? So I said, sure, why not? And I went up there, and before the show, I was just telling Jay that I thought that his gun club has some of the best shooters I've ever seen, and a bunch of really, well, let's say they're characters. But also, as I said, there are some of the best shooters that I've ever seen. And one of the reasons is because they actually take their shooting very seriously. But they also add that humor to it as well. They do a lot of practicing, a lot of competitions in that as well. So it, I thought it was one of the best shoots that I've ever attended for a maple seed. Not only that, Jay, what was your score for your rifleman?
246, I think.
Yeah.
It was 240.
Adriel, you have some competition.
That's hot.
Yeah. So, but as we have had some conversations as well, Jay and I, but he's also heavily involved in other competitions as well. He specifically the sporting rifles, and I thought it was super interesting that he's been doing this. But not only that, I thought it'd be great to have him on because of the fact that not a lot of people know about the sporting rifle and hunting rifle competition, and it's something that's been around Canada for quite a long time, and it is something that I think can be an excellent opportunity to people to excel at and then take themselves to the next level, whether it's shooting for Canada on an international stage as well. But it is something that I think that more people need to hear about as well. So thanks for coming on again, Jay. But why don't we actually tell people, I've just given you everybody almost like your whole entire biography, but why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, like how long you've been shooting, where you're located in that as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, my name is Jay. I'm located central Ontario, so north of Barrie,
Yep.
south of Penetanguishene. And I've been shooting since I'm about 7 years old. Started with air rifles, air pistols, and whatnot. Bought my first restricted pistol back when I was 18, when I turned 18, and kind of was shot competitively in one way, shape, or form or another. I also have a career that kind of surrounded firearms and kind of increasingly so surrounded firearms and training and the use of. So
Yep.
They've been a big part of my life, and got into this sport called sporting rifle that oddly enough I didn't hear about until early last year, and got into it and got really bit by the bug. And had some success with a lot of support. Had some success in that sport, so it's been a lot of fun.
Well, fantastic. So specifically about sporting rifles, where is it available here in Canada to shoot? Are there many matches across the country, or?
There certainly are. It's available typically across Canada, and it's Canada's own match rifle sport. So it's our official recognized match rifle sport. It's administered by the Shooting Federation of Canada, and matches are put on by the various provincial sport organizations. And what it looks very similar to like an ISSF or international 50-meter rifle prone event, or an ISSF 50-meter rifle 3-position event. That's what it looks like. But the rules and technical requirements are such that it keeps it very, very affordable when compared to those other sports.
Yeah.
So the barrier to entry is really is much lower. It's really easy to get into, but at the same time, it offers a really wide breadth, basically, so to speak, of level of competition. So there you'll find matches basically at a local club level, a very simple local club level match, to inter-club matches where different clubs will host matches that potentially compete against each other, or pool scores from all their members into one bigger competition, to provincial level championships, and then ultimately to our Canadian National Rifle Championships. Right. So it's quite a variety of level of competition within that sport.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about a little bit about more of the history of it? I think it's been around for quite a while, hasn't it?
It's been around since 1935. And it was basically started by a company. It was the ammunition division of Canadian Industries Limited that started it. And they started through a an awards program. So they called it the Dominion Marksman Awards Program. And from what I understand is basically like clubs could mail in results and get rewards for scores and whatnot. So that's how it kind of started. So almost, we're getting close to it being 100 years old. From there, it was 1949. The official kind of shooting body for Canada, I think it was called the Canadian Association of Marksmen, took it over and actually applied rules and official targets and whatnot, kind of really formalized the sport. And there was a time when this was kind of like the main rifle shooting sport in Canada, before the internet, before the way we share information and whatnot. This apparently was it. And even, I mean, it was basically shot everywhere, including like in an unlikely location, like in the sub basement of UFT. They had arranged to shot this sport. Yep. And unfortunately, that closed in 2007. Since then, it was kind of taken over, or the stewardship of the sport was absorbed into the Shooting Federation of Canada, which is our national sport organization, and that organization basically administers or oversees like our high level athletes, our national athletes, whatnot. They compete on the world stage, and the intention for sporting rifle was to be basically a feeder sport or an introductory sport to give people the opportunity to kind of learn the ropes, play with some of the equipment, really get the skills down, and the equipment limitations kind of really, it's all on you, really force you to kind of hone your own marksmanship. And then if you'd like to, from what I hear of and see of a lot of older shooters, they kind of graduate into the ISSF, what was called match rifle then, and then free rifle, and now it's called 50-meter rifle prone, 50-meter rifle 3 position. So that's what this sporting rifle was meant to do. Unfortunately, though, not too many people know about it, because even though it's so old, the way the sport was spread kind of hasn't changed. It's never really had an online presence. It's always been kind of run by, or people's introduction to it usually came from a club that supported it. I found it by fluke. I was hunting for a match rifle sport or small bore rifle sport to kind of sink get my hands into. And I was lucky to find it. And I found basically the only presence online I could find about it was a rule book on the Shooting Federation of Canada website and old scores. And between a rule book and old scores, I kind of pieced together what it looked like. And I went hunting for a match, and the first match I could find was the Ontario Provincial Championships. So I registered in that, but not for sporting rifle, because I didn't have a rifle at the time for it. I registered in its sister, and that's called hunting rifle. And hunting rifle was basically started by the Shooting Federation of Canada, and the rules are included in the sporting rifle rule book. They're right at the end. And what it was meant to do is you basically shoot the sporting rifle match, but you use any 22 rifle you got. So it was meant to really make the barrier to entry simple, and you could show up, run what you brung kind of thing. There's no limitation to sights, the rifle, anything like that. The only thing is if you have a quick adjustable stock, you just need to make it such that you can't adjust it on the fly while you're shooting. So that said, the limitation hunting rifle is that you can't use any shooting clothing, like ISSF approved clothing. Like
I wanted to talk about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty interesting. Well, not knowing about it, I actually learned a lot about this stuff shooting the sport, and it's kind of neat to see the misconceptions or what the purpose of it is and all that good stuff. So I registered for that, and I was excited, but I kind of delved more into this aperture shooting because I had no experience with it. And so I ended up buying a rifle. It was a Savage Mark 1 FET, and started playing with it. I printed the targets from the website, and I ended up emailing the match director the week before the provincial championships, and I got a hold of him. And I said, hey, I want to kind of try the sporting rifle. It's the only match I can find that's near me that's soon. Can I shoot in it? He goes, yeah, absolutely, no problem. He says, here's the thing though, one consideration. At the championship level, we usually like people start, maybe at a club level, because at the provincial championship level, you're not shooting at a paper anymore for sporting rifle. You're shooting at the ISSF, the Olympic electronic target. So if you hit that, you're kind of on the hook for a few $1,000 for this thing.
Oh wow!
He says, how about this? Shoot some groups for 50 meters, take a picture of it, send it to me, and let's see where you're at. So I did that. I took a picture of it, and I thought I was doing awesome because I'm hitting the aiming dot of the
Right.
target in a second. So I'm hitting the black aiming dot, no problem. I got this. This is great. And I emailed to him. He goes, okay, yeah, that'll do. So yeah, you're registered. So I show up at this thing wearing like a golf shirt and slacks, and I got the Savage Mark 1 FET, and sure enough, come dead last. Absolutely dead last, but I had a great time. But in hunting rifle, though, I got silver.
Okay, for you.
Second in the provincial championship. So I got bit. And I really got bit. I treated it like I treat every other sport. Well, I shouldn't say like I treat every sport, but I think it's kind of human nature. And a lot of shooting sports that we're used to they have the potential to become like a little bit of a gear race. So I kind of looked at, okay, I need better stuff. So I went shopping and I got myself like an Anschutz match rifle and the jacket, the caboodle. And I go to my club and I shoot a practice. Like I set it up just like it is. I have the wind flags going and I shoot like a mock match, shoot the exact same score I shot at provincials with the Savage. So nothing changed for me there. So that's when it became real for me. I was like, okay, so I got some work to do, got some practice to do. So I emailed this match director again, and I said, look, I kind of want to make this my sport. I've been shooting all my life. This was really a big ego check for me, and I found it very rewarding because I thought I know how to shoot, and but in this sport I really don't. And so I said, any pointers you can give me or whatever else. And he took a lot of time on his day and typed up basically like a little bit of a training regimen from dry fire to live fire. Just a good little package to practice with. And unbeknownst to me, this fella, I didn't know at the time, and I found out after nationals. He's a former Olympian. His name's Pat Van Ploeg. He's an awesome human being. Yeah. And so I ended up getting a lot of guidance from him. And I stuck to it. I dry fired twice a day, morning before I went to work, when I got home. And I tried to actually do live fire once or twice a week at minimum if I could. Yeah. I practiced like crazy. Got to go to our national competition here in Ontario for our Canadian Rifle Championships. It was a week after your maple seed, actually. So I shot the maple seed the Saturday before, which was awesome practice for it. It worked out really well. And so with all the support I had from Pat, friends and family, who like the amount of support was unreal. They have their stories, and I was very fortunate to win that national championship.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that. But I feel like like those competitors are awesome and they can definitely shoot better than me. So luck was a major factor, but I made it my life for like the 3 months before that championship. It was it was the most fun shooting I had. It was truly amazing.
Wow.
Those 2 days. It's my foray into sporting rifle.
Yeah, I know how dedicated you are to actually shooting and also to making the perfect shot. Obviously, I spent some time with you prior to that as well. And then you also you did send me a message afterwards as well to tell me how well you did. So it was fantastic to see your results. So congratulations on that.
I appreciate that. And thank you for all the help. Like that maple seed is, I think it was a major contributor to that, to confidence, to technique, and just focus. And it was awesome. You guys put on a great course.
Well, thank you.
Again.
I have a question for Jay.
Okay.
So what's the difference between sporting and hunting?
So sporting rifle, it's a technical requirements of the rifle is different. So for sporting rifle, the rifle can't use a scope. It has to have open sights, and we usually use aperture sights. Actually, I'll pull the rifle up.
Yeah, why don't you actually do that? Because it's totally different than the 1022 that you brought.
yeah. No, it was a T-bolt.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Browning T-bolt sporter.
Yeah.
For maple seed. But so this is an Anschutz 1903 junior KK match rifle. And this is what I use in sporting rifle. The first regulation for sporting rifle obviously can't have a scope, so you have to use aperture sights or open sights. The next big regulation is it can't weigh more than 4 kilograms. So anything as fired. So if it's over 4 kilograms, you can't compete with it. So that's about half the weight of an ISSF or like an Olympic match rifle. The next big requirement is your trigger has to have, or its pull weight has to be basically more than 1 kilogram. So the test for it is they'll actually pick up a 1 kilogram weight, and the trigger has to be able to support that 1 kilogram weight 1 centimeter off a flat surface. So that's how they test it in the equipment inspection. And that's basically it. So it's quite the challenge when you consider that you're not allowed to use slings, you're not allowed to use hand stops, no artificial support whatsoever. It's just basically you and the rifle, and you're looking to hit. I'll get the target out. Actually,
Yeah. Why don't? So when you said that you thought that you were pretty good when you were able to get it, so
I thought I was pretty
yeah.
good. I'll start with the 50-meter target. So this is what a 50-meter target looks like. So I was hitting in the black aiming dot, and I thought I was okay. We're good.
We're good.
No, your target, what you're trying to hit is the X ring, and it's about the size of a nickel at 50 meters offhand. So, and these folks hit it like it's they can just pick away at it all day long. Your 10 ring is just a little bit bigger than that. And anything outside of that, at that level, you ain't competitive. Like if you got to be hitting that all the time.
And this is unsupported.
Completely unsupported. It's in your hands.
Yeah.
Now, it's just funny how it works. Like the slightest thing, like you really have to perfect it. It's just a lot of work. I say it's akin to fitness. So when I train for it, I can train, it's you can work out, and you get better. And just like this, you can train for it and get better. But the moment you kind of stop and relax, you go back into it, you notice like you've lost it. You kind of get that fitness level back up again. So that's what I find with it. It really truly is a discipline in every sense of the word. And it's deceiving because you think, oh, I can hit that, no problem. I can hit this thing all day long. Yeah, no. You're trying to hit that. And it's because there's folks out there that do all the time, and it's not a matter of gaining points. It's you don't want to lose any points.
Yeah.
So you're shooting for perfection. A match is shot in 3 series. So you have 3 30-minute sessions to shoot 20 scoring rounds and unlimited sighter. So you have a lot of time. So you shoot 60 rounds in a match, and there are people out there that will shoot 600s, no problem. And there's one fella that I know of in particular that can just absolutely crush it. So he can hit that nickel 60 times in a row with
at 50 meters.
50 meters
with aperture sights or
with
sights.
Jacket, shooting jacket or no shooting jacket?
Yes, so sporting rifle, you can use a shooting jacket, and it has to be an ISSF approved shooting jacket. So there's the basic requirements are there's a technical side and a fit side. So the technical side, it can only be made of leather or canvas. And the panels that it's made out of can't be any more than, I think it's 2.5 millimeters thick. So it can't be any thicker than that. The fit side is that they actually measure how it fits you. And it has to adhere to all the ISSF requirements for fit. So there's very little advantage to be gained as far as like clothing fit and tightness and whatnot. Like, so like for instance, presumably, or what you see in hunting rifle, because there's no regulation on clothing other than it can't be too tight. But you can't use ISSF approved clothing. What you'll see is people will usually wear like a sweater and then like a jean jacket over top to try and then they have what's called a dowel test for that. They'll if they can't shove a dowel in like your waist or whatnot, then you can't wear it. But for the ISSF jacket, you get the same test that your Olympic shooters get or ISSF world competitors get. They have all the Federation and ISSF testing equipment there. You show up for your pre-inspection and they go through it. It's a process and they go through everything.
That's pretty serious.
It's pretty neat. So the fit portion is it has to be it has to close by buttons, and the one machine basically has to be able to pull that button 7 centimeters past its hole, so they don't fit very tightly. And what I say that the shooting jacket's akin to is essentially making an even playing field as far as clothing fit. You're allowed one underlayer, and it can't be more than a certain thickness. So like one undershirt, and I just wear like a long sleeve. It's just an Under Armour shirt, and then the shooting jacket, and it has to fit in that fashion. What it does for me, or what I found shooting with the jacket, without the jacket, is 2 things. I find it somewhat limits heartbeat, like your pulse effect on the rifle. And the other thing it does is it kind of works with the shooting mat that you're allowed to use. And I have that too, in where the elbows have a pad and it kind of provides a little bit of grip for your elbow. So you don't get like a slip effect. When you settle in your prone position, you kind of settle and you're less prone to have your elbow slip. That's essentially the 2 things I find it does, and then keep the level playing field from competitor to competitor as far as how clothing can fit, because it all fits you the same.
Right.
So is it 60 rounds, 20 standing, 20 seated, 20 prone?
So there's two different competitions for sporting rifle. You have sporting rifle prone and sporting rifle 3 position. For sporting rifle prone, it's 60 rounds prone, shot in 20 round series. So you'll shoot 20 rounds within a 30-minute time limit with unlimited sighters, and then it's typically 5 to 8 minutes between series, and then you'll go again. 30 minutes for 20 scoring rounds and unlimited sighters, and then again 30 minutes for 20 scoring rounds and unlimited sighters. Now, at the provincial and national championship level, because you're shooting on the electric targets, your sighters have to occur at the beginning. Once you switch to the match, so like when the competition starts, your electron target will be set to sighters. So you can sit there, you can spend as much time as you want shooting sighters. The moment you hit the match button and you flip over to the match side, you can't go back to the sighters. Every shot you fire then on are scoring rounds. If it's a lower level match where you're shooting the paper target like I just had, you can go back and forth between your sighters and scoring rounds as much as you like. They don't regulate that. For the 3 position side, it's the same 3 series of 20 rounds each, except the first one will be prone in 30 minutes. The second one will be standing, 20 rounds standing in 30 minutes with unlimited sighters. And the third will be 20 rounds kneeling in 30 minutes with unlimited sighters. And that's what you're
kneeling. Got it. Yeah.
So prone, standing, then kneeling. And it's a tough one to hit that nickel standing is hard at 50 meters with wind.
Yeah. So where were you shooting at your match at? I know, but people who are listening don't know.
Both the provincial championships and our national championships were shot at the Pan Am range in Cookstown, Ontario. And that it was built, I think, was it 2015 or before, for the Pan Am Games. And it's has 2 big advantages. Has a really big 50-meter rifle range for match rifle, which is great. And then it has a massive air rifle range upstairs. I don't know if you got to, I hope you got to see that. It's pretty cool.
I did.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
It's quite, So that's usually where it's held.
So these matches, is it always at an ISSF range, or can you shoot it at, are there matches at other ranges as well?
That's the beauty of this. You can shoot this anywhere. So the provincial championships, at least in Ontario, are shot there. In other provinces, their provincial championships, they shoot them anywhere. And obviously our national championships are shot at the Pan Am range. But club level matches, they're shot on just a normal range. And what we have is 20-yard targets for indoor ranges and club level matches. I guess they settled on 20 yards, thinking that most ranges have about 20 yards to work with. At minimum. So then you have your 20-yard target, and that looks like this guy. There's your 20-yard target.
Tiny.
And
it's tiny.
Yeah, it's tiny. And I don't know if you can see it, but your X ring is just less than the diameter of a 22 bullet. So that's you're trying to hit something that's, say, it's 3/4 basically diameter of a 22 bullet. That's what you're trying to hit. And that's done in both prone and 3 position as well. But that's your 20-yard paper target. See, matches are held everywhere, and that's the series I'm shooting right now is an indoor series, and it's actually, you'd laugh. I have a harder time at 20 yards on that target than I do at 50 meters.
No, I'm not. I'm not surprised by that, actually.
And it was a natural point of aim, because with every shot you fire, you have to completely reset and set up on a new bullseye, and it's a challenge. And the other thing too with the indoor competition I'm doing right now is that it's a monthly series, or it's a series that spans several months. So it was almost easier to have like the big deadline and to dedicate yourself to train and get ready. And then after that, kind of relax. And then, okay, I got this little indoor thing coming up, I'll go shoot it. Without that kind of pre-preparation practice and then that ongoing kind of commitment, it's tough. Like it's and there's shooters that are really, they get after it. They really do. It's hard. It's demanding that way, but it's really rewarding. Your progress is measurable to the nth degree. And actually this indoor match, it's called the LSBAs. It's a Lakeshore Small Bore Association set of matches. It starts like in November and it goes till March. And what I really liked about it, although my scores aren't as high as I wanted, and I've made a few mistakes, it was the best learning experience. It's actually I'm actually happy the way it's turned out, because without it going this way, I wouldn't have learned what I learned. And I'm going to be all the better for it. So
what did you learn?
Okay, so two big things. One, what I just said, like it was definitely a big reminder of my approach to the sport is that you have to have the commitment to training to at that level. You don't have to have it at the club level. You make it fun, and at the end of the day, it's not it's a recreational sport from the club level to the national level. Like no one's getting paid to do this. This is for fun and for your own your own enjoyment. But it was just a good reminder that ongoing, treat it like you would treat fitness. And secondly, that natural point of aim thing was really important. And lastly, mistakes, how to handle when things go wrong. So I had it where I double bullseye.
Yeah.
And it totally kind of locked me up. Like and I really it was a really big mess up. I shouldn't have double shot it. And I completely forgot the rule book. And under the stress and pressure and whatnot, I kind of kept shooting, and I kind of cheated myself out of some points where one fellow who runs a match, he's been like a bit of a mentor and a coach to me, was like, no, man, like remember the rule book. If you double shoot a target, you can print 2 scoring rounds on one bullseye. That's in the rule book. You just shouldn't have printed a round on the next bullseye. You should have skipped it. So it's just keeping your head under pressure. And when things go wrong, that was really important. And then I had another experience where things were kind of going wrong with me because I didn't keep up my dry fire. And I felt like I handled it really well, where I was like, no, this isn't going the way I want it to. So I stopped what I was doing and I completely reset, kind of treated everything like a pilot ship. Like I rebuilt the position, rebuilt everything, and treated it like a checklist. And I went back to right and I found it again. And I just think like it was a great experience of, okay, yeah, you got to keep a cool head under pressure. Don't let it get to you, and just go right back to the beginning and start over. And it worked really well that way. So without this going wrong, I wouldn't have had those little lessons. And they're just good. They're good reminders. So
yeah, it's the mental piece. It's 90% of the game. You have the skill. I actually know you have the skill because I've seen you shoot, but it's the mental piece. As long as you have that. Yeah. What else do you want to tell us about specifically about sporting and hunting rifle competitions?
I think it needs to be said, and I think it's really, really important. Maybe 2 things. First, and really, really importantly, the female representation of the sport is pretty cool. We have ladies that are just shooting lights out, and you really need to see it. It's awesome. One lady that I shoot with quite regularly now at this indoor club, Tatiana, she came second at that nationals, but she did it with a rifle that she's borrowing, and her training time is extremely limited. Had nowhere near the level of support that I had, the equipment that I had, and she crushes it. So like our provincial champion and our national champion for hunting rifle is a lady out of Toronto, and she, like I said, can shoot the lights out. I'm not kidding when I say there's competitors out that are a lot like. I don't feel like I won anything. I think I was really lucky because I'm still learning, and these people are very, very, very good. And but in particular, the female representation they're dominating. They're very strong shooters, and it's just cool to see. You got to go see it.
Yeah, and that's exactly. There's a level, as you said when you messaged me recently. It's a level playing field. We can have women, we can have men on the firing line, and it's exactly that. It's a level playing field, and I think that this sport is so inclusive as well. There's not a lot of word about sporting rifles, and I was surprised at actually how many people didn't know about it. How many people were at the nationals that were shooting it?
So if I remember correctly, in total, there's only about 20 at this year's nationals. There wasn't that many. In years past, there certainly was a lot more. I think pre-COVID, there was still quite a lot of representation. This was the first one post-COVID.
Okay.
So it didn't look like the numbers were the representation was quite there as usually. Your mainstay shooters were there, the ones that typically go and shoot it, but you just the same level number. Usually, I have a photo in there. You could normally expect double that, but and then in the LSBAs, oh boy, I want to say there's like in the current little indoor thing that I'm shooting now, which is it's small.
Yeah.
And I think they got to be close to somewhere between 40 and 60 shooters, somewhere in that. And that's just like an inter-club thing that they're doing. So it has the potential to be certainly bigger.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding is that it just hasn't, it just has no presence, no online presence. So,
Yeah.
and I've kind of asked the rifle chair, or I've spoken to the rifle chair about it, in that, you know, it's not like I've been involved in firearms all my life, and I only found out about this early last year. So I said that I asked respectfully if we could just do something to increase the presence. It has nothing to do with, like, you know, me or anyone else or what. But show the sport.
Yeah.
And kind of, you know, right now it's kind of a, if you build it, they will come kind of thing. The matches are there, the events are there, all stuff there, but just no one really knows that they're there. So it's just more or less get the word out. The other thing too is it's really cool because it's not a gear race, or in the same sense that we might associate it to other sports. Like, for instance, like Tatiana, who came second in nationals, and she's a way better shooter than I am. Like, she deserved it way more than I did. I was lucky, and that's the only way I can say. But she did it with a rifle that's typically $400 to $500.
Okay.
She did it with no other equipment, so no shooting jacket. No, she did it with a mat, a rifle and a mat. And with a rifle that she can't even train with and practice with, and she crushed it. So it's you can be competitive with this sport, or in this sport, with a very simple rifle. There's very little advantage or the other, other than maybe a little bit of fit and adjustability. But besides that, so for someone who does other precision sports like ORPS, CRPS, if you want to get good at your positional shooting and all those fundamentals, this is your game. And I wouldn't shy away from doing both, because you would absolutely improve without a doubt.
Yeah.
What does a range need to run one of these things? It sounds like it's run like relay style, where you got a whole bunch of people shooting on a line, right? Do they just like roll in whenever they want to, or do you all start them at like the exact same time? So you just have to have one time stopwatch.
You can do it any way you want, but you're probably best to do it at one start time, simply because like you put up all your targets. All you need is 20 yards, a mat, and a spotting scope, and your rifle. That's all you really need to run one at your club, and obviously the target. So, you know, buy the target pack and you're good to go. And you can run a sporting rifle match at your club. Basically, have everyone on the firing line. So call them to the firing line. Just tell them, you know, you have 30 minutes for 20 scoring shots, and on the start command, start, and off you go. You shoot as many sighters as you want, and shoot your scoring rounds, and that's that. And then when 30 minutes is done, or if everyone is done shooting before the 30 minutes, you can make the line safe, go get your target, put up another one, and get after it. That's basically it.
Sounds like something you wouldn't want to do at Chaz or at Sherwood Park. Do you think?
Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You could even, especially as an introductory thing, I would say try one series, or pare it down. Instead of 30 minutes for 20 scoring shots, do 15 minutes and 10, and let people try it, and just see feel it out for what it is, and the challenges and whatnot, and measure how you do. Like I said, shooting can be fun. Like, it doesn't have to be all official. Go enjoy yourself. You don't necessarily even need to. The Shooting Federation might not like me for this, but you can go to their website, and they have the link that says buy targets. You go to that link, find the 20-yard and 50-meter sporting rifle targets. They have a PDF of the target that you can download. And what you can do at home is download PDF, print it, but select actual size. And what you'll get is then the 8.5 by 11 section of the target, and you'll get, like, say 4 bullseyes out of this one, and you'll get 1 out of the 50-meter one. Print those off. It'll be the exact same, like the bullseye will be the exact right size, and shoot it. Check it out and see how you do. And that would be my biggest recommendation, is to try. That's what I did to try it, to get into it. And like I said, it was giving a shot. Just go out there, give it a shot, and I was hooked. After that.
So, is your suggestion for somebody who is actually interested by what you're saying, is it to the progression that you took? So from hunting rifles to sporting rifles, and then potentially actually going to the next level as well. We've been talking about it before we actually started tonight, about how it could be a feeder sport for other like for example, for international shooting as well, because there is the potential for that as well.
Yeah. So from the basic introduction side of things, don't buy anything. Call a match director, email the SFC, or email On Target. Say you want to try a sporting rifle. They will put you in touch with someone, or find you a match, and just go and try it. Borrow equipment. Don't buy a darn thing. If you want to try hunting rifle, you can literally do this at your home range. Print the section of target, take your 22 and whatever its configuration, because any 22 counts, with any sight, any whatever, and set up and try shooting it offhand, and in that same kind of format, and see how you do. If you want to get into it more seriously, and start buying equipment, all you need is a good mat, like a good shooting mat, a spotting scope, and I use, you're gonna laugh, a $60 Amazon.ca spotting scope is the best darn thing for this sport. It works out great. And you need just a rifle that weighs 4 kilograms or less as fired, has open sights or aperture sights, and its trigger can pick up a 1 kilogram weight. That's all you need. Get after it.
Awesome. Okay.
For the next level, or I should say into ISSF stuff, it's a really cool feeder sport is like at the provincial championship level, and then actually at the national championship level, you shoot alongside those ISSF shooters. So like our national team was there for both those events. It was kind of like that was the only intimidating thing, is like you're there on the same line doing some pre-event training and seeing them practice and shoot. And these are our Canadian national team members. Like they're our Olympians. Those are them, that they're right there, and they shoot beside you. It is the coolest. And what was really cool to see is our event, like the sporting rifle, hunting rifle events, were the last 2 events of the national championships. Okay. 2 of the female shooters, Cindy Luck and Shannon Westgate, both came to the awards, our awards, like little award ceremony. So this is well after their event. They were done and packed up and gone. And both of them came just to see our shooters. So it was really cool to see. So you get to network, you get to see what's involved. It's just the cost barrier is a lot less. The opportunity to learn the ropes is there, and you have such a wide range of level of competition to try.
That's awesome. Okay, so when you're talking about the cost barrier, can you give us a breakdown of 1, how much your rifle costs, 2, how much your actually shooting jacket and everything costs, so that people can think about it?
Yeah. So, and actually, this is kind of a neat thing. My setup, I spent about the most money you can spend in the sport. So, if it exists and it can be used in the sport, I bought it. I'm not proud to say it, but I treat it that way. So on the high end, this is at like the absolute high end. Like this is you really can't spend any more on it. The rifle that Ant shoots is roughly 1,600 new, from by 2 different stores. That's Tessero and Nordic Marksman. The sights are typically $300 to $400 on top of that. The Ant shooting jacket is roughly $200. The mat is roughly $100. A shooting glove is $40, and the visor, I use a visor, it was like $12. That is essentially all in, and not including your ammo. You'll want to shoot decent ammo. Now, I say that people are just as competitive without that, and there's people with this that aren't as competitive. Like I don't look at it as a gear race. It's not like watching Womfat for CRPS or something like that.
Yeah.
It's such a gear race, which is cool. I mean, that is awesome. But you don't need to do that to be competitive. You can easily, like, I'll give you an example. I still have my Mark 1 FVT. I shoot them both basically the same. I will now print the same score between the two rifles. So that's a $500 rifle versus, $1,600 plus sights rifle. And I can shoot them both. I don't find there's a big difference between the two, other than the Savage is a little less forgiving. So it's easier for something to go wrong, like the stock kind of slips on the shoulder. It doesn't quite fit as well, but it's just as accurate. It's just not quite as forgiving. But you can, with the practice, you can put the same score. You don't need this rifle. Likewise, you can find a very capable CIL, so Canadian Industries Limited 190, which is basically, it was really cool. CIL made a rifle for the sport. There's a purpose-built gun for it. They imported Anschutz Actions, and they barreled them with Canadian barrels and put a Canadian-made stock on it. And it was built specifically for sporting rifle. That gun can be had for typically around $500 at auction right now, and they are honestly, in a lot of ways, they're probably better suited than this Anschutz. Because the Anschutz that I'm using to meet the weight requirement, it's a junior rifle. It's a smaller rifle. So I could probably fit better to a full-size match rifle, but it wouldn't qualify in weight for this competition. So you can, for $500, you can get into the sport with an insanely competitive rig. So it's not the gear race like we used to in other sports, which is why, again, I put it out, like put the challenge out there to our CRPS and RPS shooters. Try getting, if you can, get into this. You will get better. Like it's for that position, offhand shooting. It's the deepest dive into the fundamentals I've ever taken. Like you get how your muscles feel, what should be tension, what shouldn't be, exactly, and to find that same position every time. And the other big lesson I learned is like when to abandon the shot and reset. That's a huge piece of it. So there's a lot of learning there, and it's more akin to work like fitness work. It isn't the same entertainment, but the rewards, the personal rewards, just like fitness stuff is, it's amazing. It's like no one wants to go and do a CrossFit workout, but when you're done,
it feels awesome.
Like, if I can put it, this is kind of the same category as that. That's kind of the thing. So yeah, it's really rewarding in that sense.
Perfect. So what do you? So people that are listening, but before we get to there, actually, Adriel, I know that you've been jumping in, Mo. You've been jumping in as well. Do you have any more questions for Jay?
I'm not so nice as to wait with my questions until the end. I just kind of throw them in when I feel like it.
Okay.
So to what you said, I knew what you meant, but for people that aren't into sport shooting, so when you say abandoning a shot, what do you mean by that?
So I mean aborting it. So like you're setting up for your shot, you're taking aim, and something's just not perfect. You might even be partway through your trigger press. Something's just not perfect. Like it looks good, it feels okay, but just something's a little bit off. Maybe your sights are just moving ever so slightly, or you feel tension in a certain part of your body, or whatever the case would be. Abort it, stop, reset, right? Because you're trying to fire the perfect shot every time, and it's on demand repetitively. So you might get it, it's the difference between getting it once and being able to get it every time, no matter what. And that's what you're striving for. And that's kind of what's cool about it.
Consistency. Yeah.
Not
dropping those points. So do you want to tell people about where I'm going to be sharing the information that you sent to us. So you wrote about it, but do you want to tell us a little bit about you? So do you have a YouTube channel? I'm just saying.
So I started, since this whole adventure, I'm not really an online, I don't have a big online presence, but I just really wanted to get the word out about this sport. So I kind of felt compelled to I need to do something about this sport. I don't want it to be about me, but I want it to be about the sport. And because it deserves to be known about, and it deserves to have people wanting to try it. So I kind of figured, well, what are the kind of best ways I can do it? Well, first of all, there's no information about the sport other than the darn rule book. So I wrote a blog article, and I wrote all that. I even sent it to Caliber Press. I said, I don't want credit. Take the darn thing. If you think you could use this, I just let people know that it exists.
Put it out there, right?
Yeah. Put it out there.
Yeah.
I don't want anything. Don't put my name on it. Here you go, gift. If you like it, use it. If not, I never heard back. But so I ended up making a blog, a WordPress blog, and I just posted that there, just so that there was something that someone can read with pictures and be like, oh, okay, that's what it is. And then I kind of thought, well, there's going to be no traffic associated to that, unless you kind of get there. So I started this little amateur YouTube channel. It's called Red Leaf Rimfire. Yep. It has all the everything, and it's really just supposed to be about the sport, and it's kind of turned into a fun, we've had a couple of other YouTubers I'd never met before. I have no idea, they ended up stumbling onto it and they sent me a challenge to do. So it's kind of gone round robin for these little fun, nifty shooting challenges. And it's just basically having simple, safe, fun with rifles that work or equipment that works for this sport, and just so that people can see it. I'm hoping to film a match. There's just a few hoops I have to jump through to be able to do it. One's like technical with like what can I have an iPhone to do this with. I have my current iPhone and my old one. That's what I'm doing.
Doable.
And yeah, my tripod, quote unquote, right now is a foldy camp chair with a cup holder. So, and I use iMovie to edit my videos. So
Nice.
yeah, and I don't want to go past that. I'm happy with that, but I need to figure out how to film it and then how to edit it so that it's. I'll be the first to say this is not a spectator sport. Watching a sporting rifle match would be like watching paint dry, but for the shooter, it's amazing.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah, but the national match is kind of cool because they'll have it on they have like a screen with all, like you actually see where your hits are because it's electronic targets. It's actually really cool. So for spectators there, it's pretty interesting because you can see exactly, like with every shot taken, you can see exactly where they go on this big screen TV. But so I'm trying to work out a way where it's entertaining. The other thing I have planned is I want to interview people. So I'm going to interview the fellow that administers this indoor set of matches at the club that I go to. I want to interview a fellow by the name of Lou Anderson, who's like a kind of the godfather of sporting rifle here in Ontario. He kind of sets all this up. I'd like to interview Pat Venplu and just kind of get them talking about the sport. And from there, if they're willing, these female competitors that shoot the lights out, I'd love to do something and like just showcase their shooting because it needs to be seen. These ladies can shoot, and it's like you got to see it. Is the best way.
Have an open house. Have an open house at your shooting range and just have or even just the ladies stay with a demo up there as well.
And this is what I'd love to see. Like, and this is kind of about with kind of connecting with the Shooting Federation of Canada was like things like this. Like if they did come an open house, like put on by the Federation at the Pan Am range, all like sporting rifle competitors would easily bring and donate their equipment to be utilized. Like a ladies' day, have them come out, have them try it, or they have them come out, have them try it. I don't need to be there. Here's the stuff. Go try it. And if they like, that's what I mean. Simple things. And then with their social media platforms, I was just hoping, like, just tell Canada that this sport exists.
Yeah.
Period. Like that's all I was really looking for, because I think a lot of other sports get a lot of not public, but people aren't afraid to show what the sport is, and I think that's just that this sport deserves it. It's really, really cool, and there's the people that are shooting the sport deserve it. They are truly amazing people, very welcoming, and like I said, I had a ton of support from people I didn't even know. They're like, it was great. It was phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so people, I'm going to actually, what I'll do is I'll take the vlog that you did or the blog that you did, and I'll post it as well. We'll recommend people go to the YouTube channel as well. Oh, look at that! Somebody put it up already. So Rimfire. So but the other thing that I actually wanted to tell everybody about is if there's matches or anything like that up in Huronia, go up and visit because it's one of the nicest and most beautiful places in Ontario as well. And you have some of the best shooters I can actually say in Ontario as well. You guys have do you want to talk about the program that you put together? The one with pistol and rifle and everything.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
I appreciate that. Yeah. So we started this thing. It's just this, we made it up. So it was one of those
You did not make it up. You actually but it's awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, we totally made it up. So I wanted, like, well, myself and a few other people, we wanted a club level game or sport to play that was kind of more applicable or practical to just practical use of a firearm, like that we can do lawfully here in Canada, like hunting, say.
Right.
Yeah. And we also have a lot of trappers at our club that and a few of them have ATCs. So they actually use restricted firearms, pistols for their trapping activities. They're licensed to do that, and they're very good at it. Like they're serious about this stuff. Like it's a really neat thing. I took the course, but I didn't go on that road. But it's cool to learn about. So we put together this thing called the Practical Conditions League. We haven't done it now in a little while. We kind of took a break from it, but it's a setup. It's a course of fire. So basically, you have a course of fire for rifle and really rimfire rifle. And it's kind of sort of modeled after Maple Seed. So it's you, the rifle, and your sling. And then we have a course of fire for pistol. And everything's free. The manual, you just take the manual, print it, read it, take the targets, print them, and use them, and shoot this course of fire. It's just meant to be just a fun challenge to measure your skill, and to kind of keep progressing. That's really what it was about. And it's been a lot of fun. All we have for that is a Facebook group. It's not very active. Like I said, we haven't shot in a while, in the last few months, or maybe say 5 months, but we'll get back into it. Like it's kind of a do it as you want to do it, and that's it. But yeah, if you look for Practical Conditions League on Facebook as a group, you should be able to find it, and you can get everything there. It's just, everything's you just download and print and go nuts. So that's really the idea behind that.
Lots of fun, but at the same time, again, you guys are some of the best shooters I've seen as well. It's because not only that you guys go out and shoot regularly, but you do this and you excel at it as well, and you challenge each other as well. So, yeah,
and we try to have. Well, so our club president, his motto is "Safe, Simple, Fun."
Yeah,
he's been a huge influence for me, and yeah, it's an awesome little club. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it is. It is an awesome little club. So I'll be seeing you again this year.
You will be. You absolutely. It'll be. And I hope you fellas come up too. Please, if you can, please come. You're always welcome. We'd love to have you there. And we're getting into ORPS, so we're having our first one this weekend. It's kind of for members only and guests only, just because we never run one, so we kind of want to feel out how to do it. We the Gongjo target kit. The ORPS has been on. Like Rick has been amazing to work with and help us out with. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Awesome. Well, good luck this weekend. Have some fun.
Thank you.
So if people are interested in pursuing this a little bit more, would you be willing to actually speak with them about it? Do you have any contact information that you want to leave them?
I think the best way is to get a hold of me either at the YouTube channel or, and if I'm not mistaken, redleafrimfire@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect.
Email handle there. So for that channel, so reach out to me and I will do my best to absolutely help you out. Other options are the Shooting Federation of Canada website. They'll have a list of the different provincial sport organizations. So for your province, and reach out to someone there, and they will get you shooting.
Perfect. Thanks so much again for coming on tonight, Jay.
I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And great to meet you, Mo. Good to see you again there, Adriel.
And meeting you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks again to Jay and for coming on tonight and talking to us about sporting rifles and the hunting rifle competition. And yeah, I think that I'm going to be seeing him this summer as well. So we'll see how that works. You know how he's doing with that. So
and people should check it out. We need more sport shooting.
It's been around for forever and a day. So. A lot.
I've never heard of it before. Like, is it really popular out there? Oh yeah, never heard of it. Sporting rifle, Canada sporting rifle.
No.
Oh.
I think that it's really interesting. So I'm going to post the blog that he wrote and put it on our page because I think that again, CIL put it out, right? They started it, so and just to show how it's progressed as well. I think it can be a feeder sport for our higher level shooters as well. So I think that more people should really know about it, and then also actually how we can actually capitalize on it so that we can actually take our shooting sports to the next level as well. So yeah. All right, let's get into listener feedback. Anything on the Facebookies? And I think a lot of people have been chatting, but
Mike says never heard of it either. So maybe it just hasn't made it out to Alberta. Or maybe it did, but the clubs that were shooting it don't shoot it anymore.
So I know the clubs that are here. So when I asked specifically if it has to be an ISSF club, because we have some here in Ontario and we have some in Quebec. And I also know that there's some in Alberta as well. So I'm sure that they actually shoot it, but I'm not sure about how many clubs that are non-ISSF clubs actually shoot it. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I think that, check it out, Adriel, and see if it be something that, Chaz or Sherwood Park can run. Because I think that you would actually really enjoy it.
I run Maple Seats. I can fill up my whole year with just maple seeds.
Oh, I
And I
know
will.
that too. I know that too. So
Yeah. This is someone else's torch to carry.
Well, apparently
It
it's
sounds
Jason.
easy though.
So
Yeah.
I don't think it's easy. I think that it's actually
No, putting on the event sounds easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a relay event. If you're gonna do that 3 position, it sounds like you could put some targets out at your 20 meters.
Yep.
Get a relay of 8-10 people on the line. Hit a timer, let them all shoot and do their thing, get them back up, get them out there. Like that part should be fairly easy. Paper targets, like this does not sound like an equipment intensive match to run. To shoot maybe, but to run, nah, easy. One timer, one stopwatch, stapler.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Okay. All right. We do not have any emails, but if you would like to email us, we would love to read your emails. Go to slimefireradio@gmail.com and send us your emails. Okay, Adriel, you said that you have some YouTube stuff, so why don't you take it away with that?
So we're going live, yeah.
Going live.
On the Trevor shows off his new ATRS Modern Sporter. Someone had commented, "Is the Modern Sporter worth $4,500 nowadays? Curious if I should rush out and buy this. Thanks." They're FRT probed, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we reviewed that last week, or was it the week before?
Of a gray area. Well, this was 3 days ago. Area illegally. Okay. I'm just replying. If you guys tell me stuff, I'll just reply as you guys say. Next one's on the Gersan testing and review. The owner's manual says you're supposed to have a break-in period of at least 40 rounds using 1290 foot per second loads that are 1 1/8 minimum. Then after that, once it's broken, a lighter load should cycle just fine, as many other video reviews have shown. My manual said no such thing. So maybe this is like something that maybe they had 2 different manuals out there.
There's a second manual.
Well, maybe like an older one that said that, because mine didn't. I don't think I have it handy here anywhere. Probably threw it out.
But normally
but
normally you'll put through a heavier load anyways, just to cycle it through.
Maybe, yeah. Tony's asking, what's your source of 223, 556 stripper clips and guide? I heard some bulk ammo and steel ammo boxes come with them. I bought a crap load from the US on eBay. I think I bought 200 clips, something like that. It's cheaper if you buy a whole bunch. If you got some shooting buddies that shoot 3-gun or just shoot a lot of rifle, you go all in, you get like a crap load. The plastic ones are nicer if you can get those. Those are the Canadian style. The plastic ones are nicer. I don't know if they work in the strip Lula, but the metal, like I've been using those metal ones for, I don't know, 4 years or something like that.
Forever. Yeah.
The little tabs break off. They have like these little bronze tabs that you can use to like hold the ammo in. But unless you're like really roughhousing them, you don't really need those to work anyways. Tony's also asking, and Mo, you did reply. Mo, you want to try to warm up your bolt? At my range, we tried keeping the bolt in an inner jacket pocket before shooting. I've tried to lightly bake my ammo when shooting my A22 using the fireplace in our clubhouse. It doesn't take much to stop 22 in terms of weather. At -10, we're already seeing a pretty extreme failure rate, if not taking any mitigation strategies.
Yeah,
I find the firing pins on 22s, they're like usually flat, and they're usually like they have a lot of surface area. So if there's any oil in there, they freeze, and then you don't get
it comes up
punch on it.
As soon as you get.
Tony continues, my opinion on reloading bulk rifle cartridge. Single stage batch case prep, as in you size and trim 1,000 rounds at a time. Or if you have a case feed system, progressive size and deprime only, and then trim afterwards. After that, progressively reload the new components. Yeah. Still a pain in the ass, though. And then, yeah, I think the rest here are older than that. Since Kelly is stepping away, I'll continue on.
She's back.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah. So why don't you thank you for that. By the way, as I said a little bit earlier, you can, if you need to go over to Cabela's and you need to buy something, click on the link that's on our website as well. You can go to the affiliate link, click on that, and then what will happen is we will get a little bit of money by going through our website And with that, it'll help support our page as well. Every once in a while, we will look at the list of stuff that people are buying, and you know what? We'll even read out here on the podcast as well. And yeah, we'll judge you. Totally judge you. As
Do
well.
that next week. We probably have enough stuff.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just a big shout out to all of our supporters on Patreon and Utreon as well. I saw that you put something out recently about why you did you put something out recently about why you went over to Utreon, didn't you, Adrian?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It would be interesting if I got like a bunch of supporters on there, because then like no ad money, just supporter money, and I can just put up polls like, hey, what do you guys want to see me test? And I'll go do like silly stuff like, torture test some guns or whatever.
Yeah.
Presuming I get enough money to torture test them.
Okay. So if you'd like to support us, you can go over to Utron, or you can go to Patreon as well. And what it'll do is it'll allow us to actually to put out this content as well. So, all righty. Shout outs. Who has some shout outs? So do you have shout outs, or do you have YouTube or podcast sites that you'd like to actually give a shout out to? Adriel.
Yeah, just shout out to Kyle. Hope your flight goes well, and everything lands well, and the US is all you ever hoped it was.
Yeah. So he's on a little bit earlier. He said hi to everybody. So.
And he did just comment saying that if you go on the range after the RCMP are done training for the day, they leave lots of clips and the loading guides all around everywhere.
Because they don't clean up after themselves. Not that I'm going to say that aloud. What about you, Mo? Do you have a shout out?
Nothing for me this evening.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to Jay for coming on today and talking about the sport that he's so passionate about as well, and sharing it with the rest of our listeners. So thank you for doing that. Yeah. So on that note, let's sign off for today. So go and check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Give us a like on Facebook, and then also check us out on YouTube as well as Utreon, as we were just talking about. Go join the CCFR, because right now it's more important than ever. And then also go donate. You know what's going to happen? We're going to see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Right.